Yeah, you see the reason why it is that I say that I don't have time for people who want to come to me and get personal readings and they're wasting my time. Look at this thing. Because y'all think this is a game. Look at this thing. Right? They took the sink out, right? Right? Because I live in the projects. They took the sink out and look what happened. Right? Took the sink out, took the cupboard out, right? Supposed to replace it with new ones. But look at what it is that they've been doing. They did this since Wednesday. And look at how crazy they are, right? They ain't haven't done anything since last Wednesday that just happened. I'm videotaping this on a Monday. So when are they gonna show up? Hey, what's going on to all of my Libras? Please make sure to get the book on Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. The links will be in the description box below as usual. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below as usual. So, so y'all saw the video. Crazy, right? But let's get into it, right? Let's just jump straight to it. So cards that I come up with are the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Emperor, Ace of Swords, Eight of Cups, okay, the Star, okay, Ten of Wands, the Hangman, the Nine of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Last but not least, you have the Hierophant. So what I'm saying here for the Libras is you didn't get the Empress, but I do see a lot of Libran things going on. You and the relationship has reached a zenith, and you realize that the two of you need to break up for whatever reason. But that's why it is that we're going to dive into this. I'm just beginning. So the Queen of Cups and the Three of Pentacles is the two of you having this kind of discussion, and the person is asking you, the other person is asking you to take your time to figure out what it is that you want to do. The Two of Pentacles, that's what it is that you're doing. The Emperor, but you do have a decision to sit on. What I would suggest to you, Libras, is that if you have to think about dumping somebody, just go ahead and get rid of them. Just dump them. You know, you really want to live your life, and you really want to make sure, but just make sure that if the reason why it is that you're dumping these people is for a legitimate reason. Don't just dump them just because they're not cute enough for you. They're not handsome enough for you. They're not making enough money for you. You know, really make sure that if you stop hanging out with this person, it's based upon character flaws. This person is crazy. So, you know what I mean? So the things that the Ace of Swords now, the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Star card, is you walking away and them saying okay about it. Them being completely okay about it. The Ten of Wands represents how this is a situation for you, Libras, where since this also is the case, what happens here is that a lot of you Libras also want to spend, right, Ten of Wands and the Hangman, a lot of you Libras want to spend some time by yourselves, really think about what relationships are about. Like I said before, buy my courses, 3 videos. It's only going to take about around 40 minutes of your time, 40 minutes to an hour of your time, depending on how long it takes for you to finish watching the video. It's $100 per video. One of the best $300 you've ever spent in your life, because within that 40 minutes, like 13 minutes a piece, right, of the videos. I told you, not long at all, because I don't want to hold people's attention for too long. I actually want to get people started, right, on something and active. That's why it's not long. That's why my book is not long at all, because I just wanted to hit y'all with some quick, real deal answers and get y'all on the road. But in the courses, I basically teach you what type of person you should date, how to tell if this person is a long-term partner, and how you can pull yourself out of poverty, because that also too coincides with family and genetics and relationships. People are not supposed to be poor. As a matter of fact, being poor is not a natural state that is provided to you by nature. Let me say this again, because I don't think people have heard me. Being poor is not a natural state of nature. Let me say this one more time just to create emphasis. Being poor, spiritually poor, soulfully poor, financially poor, is not what nature intended at all. So if you're poor in any one of those areas, there's something that needs to be fixed. And in those courses, I teach you broadly, I will admit, because it'll take a million years to actually tell you the details and the experiences, but you have to learn to get experience yourself. That's why it is that I made it broad, but you get a lot of information as well, so you can get started on how to pull yourself up on out of poverty, soulful poverty, spiritual poverty, financial poverty, as well as attract love in those videos. So if you want to get those videos, as well as any of the readings, the prices to those are in the description box below. You can always email me, Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com, let me know. But to continue forward, you have the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, which represents how a lot of you Libras as well. I'm seeing how a lot of you Libras are you may date a couple of people, but it's not really going to be anything serious. It's more so you're going to meet these people, hang out with them for a little bit, but then the Five of Pentacles, you may just go on one date with this person, or just have one night stands a couple times, or maybe just one date with a person and just leave, because it's not something that you're really feeling in and you're not back in the habit anymore. Right, you're not getting into the zone of dating. The Three of Swords it's just ring rust. Like fighters, it's just ring rust. You just have to get yourself back up in the ring. Not too quickly though. You do want to take some time. What I would suggest you do is take about 2 or 3 weeks to really relax. Don't be with anybody, because so many people get with individuals, and then after those two people break up, they jump in and out of relationships, and that's not very healthy, because number one, you don't have enough time to go through the grieving process of a relationship that has ended. You're just jumping straight into another one, and that's getting you into a very dangerous situation for your own self as well as the other person, because this person's ghost that you are in a relationship with is in your mind, and you're bringing that into the relationship, quote unquote, or was supposed to be a relationship, to the other person. So what you have is you have individuals who will jump in and out of relationships because they'll end up, I should say, blaming the other person. And the thing is that the Hierophant represents how a lot of you Libras, right? You need to get back to a space of hierophancy, which is you figuring out for yourself. Your soul is in charge of where you need to go. You doing things with purpose again. Stop doing things without a purpose, okay? And then expecting those things to actually come into fruition and actually be an asset to you, because you're not doing those type of things with a purpose. If you need help and love, check out my courses. Like I said, if you want all three, it's $300. If you want the first course, it's not going to take you very long. You just get the first course. Some people will say that it's expensive, but at the same time, you're not getting it for time. You're getting it for quality. You're getting it for value, right? And you're getting it because this is something that you own now. Or when you get it, you can always go back, refer back to it, study what it is that I'm saying, because I set it up in video form ahead of time, just in case if anybody wants just go ahead and text it to you and stuff like this. But it's something that you can always go back and study. You know, it's like a book. You can always go back and study this type of stuff. But if you're so scared that you deter it because it's information, or you scared of it, or you don't want to interact, and you know, you don't like how it is that I said something or whatnot in one of these videos, I mean, you're really doing yourself a disservice. That's my smoke detector, because people are cooking. So yeah, so let's clarify. It's a crazy time. You saw in the video, it's a crazy time. So to clarify the Hierophant, you have the Knight of Wands. I'm using the Halloween Tarot. The Knight of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Right, so what I'm seeing here for you Libras is you can most definitely find someone that will like you, but the thing is that the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands, are you going to treat this person as with respect that they need to be treated with, or are you going to be wrapped up in your pain? You're going to end up causing this person, unfortunately, the people who try to get with you in general, pain of their own, because you're not necessarily ready to be in a relationship. You know, I've seen far too many people get themselves in and out of relationships because they really don't want to be by themselves, because they really can't stand to be by themselves. And you can tell that they can't stand to be by themselves for whatever reason, whether they got themselves out of a relationship, or because they're just not proud of themselves, because they hide it. And what it looks like is those types of people are really, just about like trying to get into a relationship because they want someone to love them. They want a partner in life. And what it is I'm here to say is that if you need a partner to the point where you need a partner because you see something in you missing, you're beta. Right? Or even alpha. Because alphas have this weakness in them too. You know what I mean? Truth be told. Because the thing is that you have to learn to become comfortable. The secret is for you to become comfortable with yourself first. And then you move on to other relationships. And I'll even prove it to you right now. Oftentimes, you'll see people marrying up or dating up. And that's really to cover up the lack that they think that they have, or they perceive that they cannot achieve for themselves. So what ends up happening here is that because of it, what ends up happening here is they'll marry someone, or they would get married to somebody, or get into a close relationship with a person is crazy and abusing them, partially because they have that mentality, and partially because they know why it is that said person is interacting with that other person is for. They're not really interested in them. So the point that I'm trying to make here is when you enter into a relationship loving yourself, and you love the other person, or you have a certain level of respect and admiration for the person, and a certain level of self-sacrifice for the person, that's a functional relationship, because now it's two people who, in general, right, or whatever type of relationship style you have, it's two people who choose to be in a relationship who can be with each other and is not using each other as a crutch to somehow substitute loneliness. You know, being by themselves, physically by themselves, where there's not a lot of people around them, and because of it, now they're in a form of isolation. All these memories start coming up. So that's just a thought. So let's clarify the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Wands, the Temperance, the Eight of Wands. So yeah, so you would rather just be by yourselves right now. But again, the Temperance, there's always a possibility where some of these people who you're going out to hang out with and that you're just dipping out on, those people liked you and they saw that there's a potential here. So just know that to be honest with you, you Libras may be squandering a few potential long-term candidates. And then things that the Six of Wands represents how well, the Six of Wands represents how, again, the date was successful, but just know that you're squandering it, you know. You can get with them if you want to, but there's also saying that you would have to hurry up because the Eight of Wands, right, which is imps, because I'm using Halloween Tarot. So the Eight of Wands is about how there has to be a lot of communication and there has to be a lot of patience, right? So maybe some of you Libras may have asked the person to bear with you, but two things with that. Number one, they don't have to be patient because, you know, you Libras are essentially asking this person to stick around who get it together, right? The ones who decide to not necessarily leave, or maybe the person may call you and ask you how come they haven't heard from you, and then you may agree to go hang out with them again, right? But the point is to be truthful to yourself because you never know, you never know what kind of a person you're squandering. You know what I mean? Like, me myself personally, and like I said before, I put myself in these types of situations. Not these types of situations, but I mean, like, I tell you about myself, number one, so you can get to know a little bit more about me, and number two, so you can understand that you're not the only person in this situation, but the experience, the knowledge, the wisdom that I've learned from the experience, as well as the experience. What I've learned from that is that when you're not over someone and you're asking a person to wait on you, you can't ask them to do that. That's not really fair to them. The best thing for you to do is to really just tell this person that you really only want a one-night stand, or for you to not even get down with the person in the first place because you know they like you. And if they're really serious about liking you and they're interested, you may end up breaking their heart that way when you know you're not interested. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.